In this video, Teacher T introduces and installs the Trip Machine Expedition saddlebags specifically made for the Royal Enfield Super Meteor 650. And my expedition included some rough terrain, including a brief visit to the Himalayas. How did we get on? Stay tuned and find out. For those of you who've been following my journey with the Royal Enfield Super Meteor 650, you know I've been on a mission to make my bike the ultimate ride for long distance cruising. Despite using it for my daily commute to school and back, comfort has always been my top priority. I've made several modifications. First, I softened the seat to improve comfort. I experimented with different stock suspension preload settings, but eventually switched to aftermarket shocks, which made a world of difference. Then I fitted the RS Tech belt drive system, after being the first to trial it. Now everything is in place, and I'm finally ready for a long distance cruise again. But there is still one thing missing: a decent luggage system. After considering various options, including the genuine Royal Enfield hard luggage panniers, something exciting happened. Trip Machine Company approached me to trial and review their brand new Expedition saddlebags. This is my first sponsored video. Trip Machine sent me these panniers free of charge to trial, but they haven't given me a script or paid me a fee. I have total freedom to give you my honest opinion, and I'm really excited about it. It's a huge milestone for the channel, and it's all thanks to you. Your likes and subscriptions mean the world to me. Beautifully packaged, beautifully handcrafted, they are available in singles or as a pair, 25 litre capacity as a single and 50 litre capacity as a pair. And here we are, all unboxed. What do we get? What do we get? We get two side mount rails for the bike, left and right. We get two bolts. We get two beautiful handmade saddlebags. Not that I'm going to call them saddlebags, actually. I'll explain later. And two bolts, 4 holes. There's our first criticism, Trip Machine. Where are the fitting instructions? I didn't get any. I think you should put some in. But anyway, I figured it out. This goes above the foot peg with an extra bolt. That means we have to reuse a bolt here. And the only thing that lines up is the top of the rear suspension. So we have to undo the rear suspension bolt and pop this in. So we'll do that now quickly. As you can see here, installation is fairly simple, about 5 minutes or less each side, and the beauty of the bags is how quickly and how easily they slide on and off the bike. I will make an installation video in the near future if there's enough interest. Don't they look great? They really do look great, and they're rigid and they're fixed like side panniers, plastic side panniers, so they're strong. They're not saddlebags, they're not hung over the rear guard, so they're not wobbly, they're not loose, rigid. Anyway, what better place to test these expedition bags than an expedition to the Himalayas? Yes, Teacher T is going to take these to the Himalayas. Did you know the Himalayas start just there? I can see them from my back garden here. So let the expedition begin. Here we are, our expedition saddlebags by Trip Machine. Beautiful looking bags, handcrafted bags, nice quality, nice looking, fix the bike perfectly. Today we're going to take the Royal Enfield to the Royal Enfield Test Centre, the Himalayas. We're going to take our expedition bags to the Himalayas because the foot mountains of the Himalayas begins in Chiang Rai, right here. So we're going to go to the highest peak today. There's a lovely coffee shop up there. That's another reason we're going to go. I've got the bags loaded for testing, so they're quite heavy today. Let's just see how we get on. breaking cloud level now. Just keep going up to the clouds. L-Drive is coping very well. The trim machine bags are coping very well. The engine is coping very well. The BC2 coffee, food and tent. There you go. So this is one thing I've been looking forward to do, is removing the bags. All we do is undo this strap and one at the back and they slide off. So the engines are a little bit hot, the exhausts are a little bit hot, but it doesn't affect me taking these clips off, not at all. How simple is that? The bike doesn't look unsightly like that either, does it? And this is what's really special about these bags today. We've got 2 carrying handles. Now we've got 1 bag to carry. And I've got at least 20 kilos in here today. At least 20 kilos. There we go, top of Chang Mountain. So here we are on the top of Chang, drinking the locally grown coffee. How does it taste? Fantastic. And how did the saddlebags cope? How did they affect the handling of the bike? They didn't. If anything, the bike handled better with the bags than without. And I've been pondering on this. Why does the bike feel more comfortable than it did without the saddlebags? And then it suddenly sprang to mind. I've got no rucksack on my back. Normally, I'm always carrying my black rucksack with the weight on my shoulders and making me heavier, and therefore the ride is harder. Now, the weight is off of my body and on the bike, and the bike handles so much better than what it normally does. So big thumbs up for that, for me, getting the weight off of my body. That's very good, that is very good. Well, I do think the saddlebags look really well at home here anyway. So all we have to do is put the double D around the bag. We've got our double D clip around the bracket, pull it through, double it back on itself, pull it tight, and then use the popper here to keep the strap safe and out the way. And that's it, job done. That bag's not going anywhere. Not going anywhere. I can't survive without this tripod. Carries my gimbal, which has got its own little pouch there now, a new home for it to live, and my large tripod will fold up nicely. Look at that. Who would believe? Perfect. And then we've got another strap here that we can secure it with, so it doesn't wobble about. It's all nice and secured. A really nice touch for me. And even my big long selfie stick can fit in. And then I've decided I've also got a new camera mount as I'm riding. So this time I've made the official Chang coffee shop just in the nick of time, because it's pouring it down.
I knew that it would today. I actually knew I wouldn't escape it, especially up on the mountains. So now we're putting the rain covers to the test, and I hope that they work, because I've just remembered I've left my gimbal in the saddlebags. If that gets wet, that's going to be very costly. So we did put the rain covers on in a hurry. It's very neat how they store underneath the bag. So let's just keep our fingers crossed that they work and keep the bags dry.
So we're on top of the mountains. It's absolutely chucking it down, and thundering and lightning, and I've given up waiting for it to stop raining. So we're going home, we're heading home. I've waited for 2 hours for it to stop, and there's only so much coffee you can drink, right? So waterproofs are on, we're going home, and this is the first failure of the Trip Machine bags. The waterproof covers are so waterproof that the water gets in from behind and they fill up with water, and therefore defeat the object of having them. However, Trip Machine, there is an easy fix. Just a couple of holes in the bottom with a couple of rivets in there, round rivets, hollow rivets, and that would let the water out. So that's my only complaint so far. Well, what an absolute soaking we all got there for 2 hours. The bike especially. I don't think I've ever left it in the rain for 2 hours as heavy as that before. So the saddlebags got wet, but I did put the rain covers on, right? I did put the rain covers on. They were definitely waterproof, but they failed because they just trapped the water and held it underneath. So the bag's just filled with water at the bottom. But what was surprising is inside the saddlebags, they're still dry, 100% dry. So the bags have got wet, but not from the rain. From the rain covers themselves, because they just held the water and kept it at the bottom of the bag. So that is a little bit of a fault, but inside everything is still perfectly dry. So it's just a small issue to fix for Trip Machine, just making a hole in the bottom of the rain covers, and that job will be fixed. But obviously the saddlebags must be pretty waterproof themselves anyway to keep pooled water out for that long. It is absolutely beautiful here. It is very beautiful. One of the reasons to own a motorbike in the north of Thailand. So I think it's safe to say I'm a bit of a sucker for viewpoints, for scenery. So we're 3/4 of the way down Doi Chang now, and this is the lovely Mae Soi Dam. So in this video I will put a link to some Trip Machine videos, some videos that the guys did themselves. Really nice videos, really well done, and just shows their passion about making these bags, and they're not rushing to do so just to get it right. So I think they've got it right. I think they have. The only thing they didn't get right was the rain covers, right? So that's why they sent them to me to test. I'm giving my honest opinion. The rain covers, there is a little bit of a fault there, but only minor. I'm going to try and fix that myself later when I get back to my garage anyway. Just put a little burn hole in there and put a hollow rivet in. So here we are back at home again. Doi Chang Mountain, just there. The elephant head, right? That's Doi Chang Mountain. That's where we've just come from. It's 5 o'clock. I spent Saturday fitting and videoing the fitting. I've spent Sunday doing our first expedition with the saddlebags. So that is test 1. Test 2 is the real grueling test. Tomorrow, a trip to school. Can it survive a trip to school carrying all my equipment and surviving 22 noisy children? That's the real test. Good morning, grade 5. They survived a day but a 17-inch laptop will not fit into these bags, 15-inch maximum. But aesthetically pleasing, the bags are large enough for the bike. So it's a big thumbs up from Teacher T today for these Trip Machine Expedition saddlebags. I think they're really, really good, and they definitely will be staying on my bike. If you like this video, please like, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to Teacher T. It really does help me grow the channel. Until next time, ride safe, and I'll see you on a video soon.